Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gum Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavidyam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Kvanat kanji dama karikala kumbhastananata parikshina madhye parinadasharachandravadanam dhanurbanan pasham srinimapi dadhana karatalaihi purastadastamna Puramadhiduraho Purushika. Hari Om. So we were listening to the greatness or importance of the Tantric traditions. Sometimes we might be wondering, how come, if Tantra is so great, how come people are not aware of it? See, the Tantra is so much related to our life that almost all fields of Indian life is touched or formed by the Tantra Shastra. Knowingly, unknowingly. If we read the different Tantra Agama, Tantric texts, sometimes we get really astonished. Because nowadays we always, people are very much slowly becoming aware of the Vastu Shastra. If you read the Agama, so as I said, there are different pada. In one pada is about the social engineering, and there the Manushyalaya Chandrika, Devalaya Chandrika, which are the texts nowadays they use for the construction of the houses and temples, etc. The theme, the main theme or the main ideas are actually coming from Tantra Shastra. And even there are parts of Tantra which even speak about cooking. Like, different kinds of dishes which one should prepare for the worship of, different devatas, and what kinds of masalas should be used. What are the masalas which are opposed to a devata, which are conducive for a devata, and what are the flowers should be cultivated, not to be cultivated, which should be used for whom. See, even we put that rangoli in front of our house, kolam, is actually a yantra. So, the entire Indian life is touched by the Tantric traditions. But as I was telling before, when these Panchamakaras went into a wrong direction, slowly the society rejected the such kind of fallen traditions. And when the society rejects, what happens is the entire name goes away, but the traditions continue. So they don't say that this is Tantra, but it is Tantric practices. There are Tantric practices in and through our daily life. Many of the things, even like, drishti, we have the drishti. Is it coming from Vedic traditions? No. Drishti, we do the drishti, and then we keep that things in front of our house so that no drishti will be fallen to the house. From where are these all coming? Anyhow, now so we had I hope, we have very limited time, so we cannot go on and on this such a, it's so deep, so many things are there to be discussed. But I just wanted to, to initiate you into this, the knowledge of this great system, just to understand that this is something which is very wonderful, so that I'm sure you will take it up for the further reading and studies. So, we discussed about the basic structure of Tantra Shastra. Today we will come to little more a particular area of Tantra Shastra known as Shakteya Tantra. Now, Tantra are of different, there is Vaishnava Tantra is there, we have already discussed them. Vaishnava Tantra, Shaiva Tantra, Ganapatyam, Sauram, there are Tantras in different forms, but among them, one Tantra is known as Shakteya. What is the meaning of Shakteya? Shaktyaha idam, that which is related to Shakti. So, the Shastra, the Tantra, which is very much related to the Shakti, is known as Shakteyam. So that day, our scholarly, talk of Kartik Sharma ji, he was telling that this worship of Devi, it is very much there in different areas of Indian tradition, not only in Tantra, but it actually starts from the Veda itself. We call Veda Mata. Who is Veda Mata? Gayatri. You see, we say Veda Mata. Now that day he was telling there is no mother concept in, it's not so. The mother, the concept of mother, which very much there, because the entire Veda is, we believe that it's contained in the Gayatri and is known as Veda Mata. So when we invoke, Ayatu Varada Devi, we visualize, although the Devata of Gayatri is Savita, Surya, but we visualize the Devata as a Devi, Gayatri Devi. And if you take the Veda itself, there are many suktas which are dedicated to this, Matru Bhava or Devi Bhava. As we know that there is very famous Devi Sukta. From Rigveda, Devi Sukta is there, Sri Sukta is there, Durga Sukta is there, Medha Sukta is there, Nila Sukta is there, Saraswati Sukta. So many suktas are there in the Samhita itself. Now, the Indian mind, the Bharata's rishis, they always had so much of reverence for this Matru Bhava. And many suktas are dedicated to that Matru Bhava of Ishvara. And then, when we come to the Upanishads also, I'm sure you might have read in the Kenopanishad, when the Indra went to the search, who is this Yaksha? And then Uma Haimavati Pradurbabhuva. Who came there? Sakshal Uma Haimavati. This Uma Haimavati appeared there and told Indra, who is that? Who was that? That is Brahma. That Yaksha was none other than Paramatma. So, there itself we see that the beginning of the Brahmavidya, Srividya, as the Uma Haimavati. Now, there are many, many Upanishads, dedicated in this Shakta Bhava. There is one Upanishad known as Sita Upanishad. There is Bhavana Upanishad, very famous. And there is Tripura Tarini Upanishad. There is Devi Upanishad. There is Tripura Upanishad. There is Saubhagya Lakshmi Upanishad. Saraswati Rahasya Upanishad. Devi Atharva Shirsha Upanishad. Brihadvaja Upanishad. Many, many Upanishads directly dealing with the Shakti Tattva, the Upanishad itself. Then if we take the Puranas, Markandeya Purana, there is one Purana, Devi Bhagavata. Bhagavata, like the entire Bhagavata. So what we say that's Vaishnava Bhagavata or Vishnu Bhagavata, but there is a Devi Bhagavata. And there is also there is Markandeya Purana, Kahalika Purana, Brahmanda Purana. The entire Lalita Sahasranama, Trishruti, that all comes from Brahmanda Purana. So many Puranas dedicated to the Shakti Varadhana in India. Now if you see Itihasa, Ramayana, Mahabharata, etc., there are many, many places where Durga is praised. When the Pandavas were going for the Ajnatavasa, believed that all of them worshipped Sri Durga. And when after the war is over, Bhagavan Krishna asks Arjuna to come down from the chariot and do pranams to Durga. And many other places also, the Durga is worshipped, even in the Itihasas also. Now comes to the Shakteya Tantra. So what I want to indicate is this. It's not that the Tantra Shastra something is just developed by itself without any relation with the Vaidika Sahitya. See, the Tantra is not trying to introduce a new thought into the Indian mind. Whatever thoughts were there, the Tantra Shastra is trying to formulate, and all the Tantra Shastra is trying to produce something which is very conducive for the changing era, that is Kali Yuga. In Tantra Shastra, there are many texts which are dedicated to this, the Shakteya Bhava. Even in the Shaiva Upanishads or Shaiva Tantra, Shakteya is there. But there, Shiva is prominent and Shakti is dominant. That's the only difference, but Devi is also there. Now in the Shakteya itself, there are tantras named Kularnava Tantra and Kaula Chudamani, Sharada Tilaka Tantra, Kali Tantra, Yogini Tantra, Sarvollasa Tantra. Like that, many tantras are pure Shakteya Tantras. Now, that is about the Shastra. Now, what about the present, Tantra Shastra traditions? After this, there are many acharyas. They wrote numerous kritis, numerous works on Tantra Shastra, like Shyama Rahasya, Sri Chintamani, Tantra Sara, Agama Tattva Vilasa, etc. Many such the kritis were written. Shastras were written by even the acharyas in the later period. Among them, one main acharya is Bhaskara Acharya. I'm sure many of us might have read his work. He has written a very elaborate bhashya on Lalita Sahasranama. Through that Lalita Sahasranama bhashya, sometimes we think that Lalita Sahasranama bhashya is just telling the meaning of the word. No. Through using the Lalita Sahasranama as a base, Bhaskaracharya is actually explaining the entire Shakteya Tantra concepts. And also, there is a work known as Setubandha. Setubandha is a work by the Bhaskaracharya. It's actually a study on a work known as Nitya Shodashikarnava. It's a Tantra Shastra, Nitya Shodashikarnava. So, Bhaskaracharya wrote a bhashya or a note or an explanation on this Nitya Shodashikarnava known as Setubandha. And also, there is a very famous work by Bhaskaracharya known as Vairivasya Rahasyam. See, this Vairivasya Rahasyam is also a very, very important work by Bhaskaracharya to bring the understanding of the Tantra, especially our Shakteya Tantra. So these three works, Lalita Sahasranama Bhashya, Vairivasya Rahasya, and this commentary on the Nitya Shodashikarnava, that is Setubandha, these three are known as the, like we have Prasthanatrayi in Vedanta, these three are known as Prasthanatrayi of Shakteya. Actually, Acharyas lived, I think, in the 18th century. It's very recent when we compare. But so Acharya, see, he had this great blessing of Mother that he studied, it's believed that he studied the entire Shakteya Tantras and then he made these three kritis. Sometimes, if you are really want to understand the Shakteya Tantra in deep, sure that these three is available. These three kritis will help us a lot. So, this text, etc., are very, 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 very prominent. And then now a question comes, okay, see in the Shiva Tantra, Shiva is the Devata, Ganapati is the Devata. What about the Shakteya Tantra? Of course, Shakti is the Devata, but Shakti in different ways. So if you study the Shakteya Tantras, the same truth, Shakti, is worshipped as Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Parvati, Bhavani. Okay, Bhavani, Parvati, and then comes the secret shastras of 64 yoginis. So Yogini Tantra they call. The 64 yoginis, on the 64 yoginis, there is elaborate studies and the way of worship of them. And more than that, the Sapta Matrika, 7 Matrikas, they add Durga, become Ashtakanya. Okay, so there is very detailed study. Many of, especially in Kerala, where our Tantra is very prominent, these Devatas are very much worshipped. And the entire Shastras are given to us. And also there is another very important part of this Shakteya Tantra is about the Dasha Mahavidyaha. The 10 great, Shaktis, actually Vidya Upasana. The Upasana of the 10 great Shakti, the forms of Shakti. So then a question comes to her also, how many Devatas are there in Shakta? Devi says, Ekaivaham Jagatyatra Dvidiya Kamama Para. This is only me, only one. I myself appear in all these Devata forms. There is actually not many. So, this is the rahasya of the Shakteya Tantra. So, although we see that there are different Devatas are taken up, their upasanas are given to us, but actually there is Shakti is only one. Now, the Shakteya tradition is divided into, 4 acharas, 4 patha. Shakteya tradition is divided into 4. First is known as Dakshinachara. Second is known as Vamachara. Third is known as Kaulachara. And fourth is known as Samayachara. We have already seen when we are talking about the general way we have, but in this Shakteya Tantra, these are the 4 main parts. Dakshinachara, Vamachara, Kaulachara and Samayachara. Among them, now, two paths are prominent, that is Kaula and Samaya. But actually, if you take the entire practitioners of the Shakteya Tantra, the Samayacharyans are very few. Samayacharya is because Samayacharya needs a different kind of inner quality. So Samayacharya is, of course, is there. Adi Shankarcharya's Madhas, etc. They practice the Samayacharya. But if you see generally, the Kaulacharya is more prominent now. Okay? There were times where Vamacharya was very prominent, Dakshinacharya was very much, but now this Kaula Acharya is more prominent in the society. Now, in the Kaulam itself, there are 4 divisions. Kaula Tantra itself, there are 4 divisions. One is known as Kuleshwari Patha. First one is known as Kuleshwari Patha. Second is known as Kubjika Tantra, or Kubjika Patha. Third is known as Kalika Patha. And fourth is known as Sri Kula or Tripura Sundari Patha. There are 4 paths, there are 4 divisions in the Kaula Shastra. The present day Kaula Shastra, Kuleshwari, Kubjika, Kalika, and Sri Kula. Sri Kula is Tripura Sundari Pada. Now, although 4 are there, the present Kaulas are, in the practitioners of present day Kaulas are actually of the 2 paths. Either they are from the Kalika Kula or Sri Kula. What is Kalika Kula? Kalika Kula is the path of Mahakalika. Jagadambika, see, we are telling, there are Dasha Mahavidyas, In Dasha Mahavidya, 5 are Ugra. The 5 bhavas are known as Ugra. Tara, Kali, Bagalamukhi, Dhumavati, very, Ugra Rupas. And 5 are Shanta. Tripura, Bhairavi, Kamala, very Shanta Bhava. Now, the Kalika Patha, which is very much prominent in many places of India, especially like in the eastern India, whether it is Bangadesha, Bangadesha, and also the Assam, and in Bihar, even in the Orissa, even in Kerala. Many places, this Kalika Pada, Kalika Kula is very prominent. There, Mother is worshipped as the Mahakalika, Ugra Rupini. Very, to look at her itself is a terrible thing to see. In many places, we cannot actually see the original Murti of Devi. Means we are not even adhikari to see the original Murti. So there are some other Murtis kept so that it is so much powerful. So Ugra Rupa, Ugra Kalika. That is one school. So that is there in the many places of India. That is known as Kalika Kula. The other is known as Sri Kula. What is Sri Kula? The mother is worshipped as Sri. Not Stri, but Sri. Now, very beautiful, very calm, very peaceful. You look at her, then you don't want to take your eyes from Jagadambika. So beautiful and peaceful is mother's form. That is known as Sri Kula. So there are now in present day, although 4 paths were there, but present day these 2 kulas, Kalika Kula and Sri Kula, are more prominent in the worship of Jagadambika in present day Bharatavarsha. Now, so we came to Sri Kula. Sri Kula means the family of Sri. Okay, here comes the the Srikula means a family. So when you say family means what? So family means, when you say family, there should be a father, a mother, the child, children, all those. Now what is Srikula? Srikula is the entire process of Srividya. So what is Srikula? Srikula is talking about the philosophy, the path, the goal, and the entire paraphernalia we need, all those, things which will help us. Those things, when you walk this path, what are the hindrance or obstacles will come to us? How can we overcome them? No, the entire process of the Srividya is known as Srikula. Okay? So now, what do you mean by Srividya? So we started from Tantra, then we came to Shakteya Tantra, then we came to now the Srikula. What is Srikula? It is the Srividya. What is Srividya? In one word. See, we are all, most of us, we are we always listen to the Vedanta Shastra. So what is Srividya? Srividya is nothing other than Brahma Vidya. Now, that's why in Lila Sahasranama, he said, Parabrahma Swarupini, Mithya Jagad Adhisthana, Muktida, Mukti Rupini. What is Srividya? In one word, Srividya is Sakshal Parabrahma Vidya. That's why in the Lila Sahasranama also in the end, 98th verse, Bhagavan will call Bhagavati as Parabrahma Mahishi. Parabrahma Swarupini. Okay. So we came to now Srividya. Now Vidya, here Vidya means Upasana. Okay. Vidya means not only just knowledge, of course knowledge also, but not only knowledge, but the Upasana, the traditions of the worship of Sri. What is the philosophy of this great Shastra? How this can be practiced? What should be our goal? What are the, things we should taken care of in this path? Everything together is known as Vidya. Okay? So this is actually coming from the Upanishad traditions. In the Upanishads, Madhu Vidya is there, in the Upanishads, etc. So Vidya means, what is that? Vidya means not only knowledge, Vidya means Upasana. So, Upasana of whom? Upasana of Sri. Okay. Now, what is this Sri? Who is this Sri? Now, we use this word quite often. In everywhere in our Indian tradition, we say Sriman, Srimati. What is this Sri? Says, what is the meaning of Sri? Says, Srayate sarvaihi abhyudayartham iti Srihi. Srayate sarvaihi abhyudayartham. If a person wants dharma, artha, kama or moksha, okay, in order to gain dharma, artha, kama, moksha, any person who takes refuge in whom? To the one who gives dharma, artha, kama, moksha according to the need and prayer of the sadhaka. That power is known as Sri. Comes from the root Sri, Srayate, Asrayate. Generally we use with the prefix Asraya. Actually, Srayate itself is to take refuge in. So, what is Sri? Sri is the one who is the refuge for all of us. Now, so, apati kim kurute? What we should do in apat? Smared charanayugalam ambigaya. She is the asraya for all beings because she is our mother. So, the Sri Vidya Vidya, the upasana, dhyana, upasana, achara. That is, and of whom? Of Sri. Who is Sri? None other than Lalita Sundari. So, that's why it's known as Sri Vidya. Says Sri Vidya. So, this entire part is known as Sri Vidya, and also the mantra. The mantra, so there are Tantra, another three things. One is mantra, another is yantra, another is Tantra. The mantra is also known as Sri Vidya. Now, the yantra is also known as Sri Yantra. And the Tantra is also known as Sri Tantra. Why? Because says Devam Gurum Gurusthanam Kshetram Kshetradi Devatam Siddhim Siddhyadikaranscha Sri Shabdena Samudidyate. The Sri means what? No, this is the beauty of the Samskrita Bhasha. It is like Ratna Garbha. Different meanings are there in one word, in a small word, Sri. What is Sri? Sri means Devaha. Sri means Guru. Devam Gurum. Gurusthanam. Sri also means the abode of Guru. Then Kshetram. Kshetra means the temple. Kshetram also means the Chakrasthana. Different, Chakra, Kshetram, Kshetradhi Devatam. The Devatas which are residing in each and every Kshetra. Siddhim. The result of the Upasana, Siddhim. And Siddhyadikarana. One who is Adhikari for this Siddhi, Sathaka. Siddhim, Siddhyadikaramscha, Sri Shabdena Samudidyate. So, who is he? He say Sri Sadhaka. When you say a Sri Sadhaka means a Sadhaka who is competent to walk the path of Sri Vidya. So, Sri is not only indicating Jagadambika, Sri is indicating this everything. All the components of this Upasana, Vidya, is indicated by Sri. How this word is formed? So, one we said Shrayate, from the root Sring. Okay, Shrayate. Now, Tantra Shastra gives another explanation. In Sri, there are three letters. What are they? Sh, R, E. Sh, R, E together becomes Sri. Tantra says, Sh iti Shiva Proktaha, Ra iti Shakti Revacha, E iti Tayoraikyam, Brahma Bhavanaya Dridham, Shiva Shaktyor Abhinnatvam, Sri Didi Kathyate Priye. So, what is Sri? Sh means Shiva. Sh means Shiva. R means Shakti. And E means Aikya. So, the Sri means what? Shiva Shaktyoha Aikyam. Sri Sha iti Shiva Proktaha, Ra iti Shakti Revacha, E iti Tayoraikyam, Brahma Bhavanaya Dridham. And Shiva Shaktyoho Abhinnatvam, Sririti Kathyate Priye. Shri Parameshwara is giving Upadesha. What is this Sri? Sri is Shiva Shakti Aikyam. So, when we say Sri, the entire philosophy is inside her. Just by the word Sri, entire philosophy is covered. That's why even in the Mantra Shastra also, this Panchadashi, into that Panchadashi, the Sri is added and it becomes the Paravidya. Shodashi. So, Sri is known as, Sri is the Bija, Sri is the essence of this entire practice. So, this is known as Sri Tantra or Sri Vidya. So what is Vidya means? Vidya means the knowledge, Vidya means the practice, Vidya means the goal, Vidya means the means. Everything together is known as Sri Vidya or the Sri Tantra. Okay. What is the textual tradition that they say that the Udbhava of Sri Vidya we can trace back into the Vedas. If you read the Devi, Devi Sukta, even Ratri Sukta, etc., they say that we can see the traces, and there is one Sukta known as Sri Sukta. And Sri Sukta is used as the base of the entire Sri Upasana. So this comes from the Veda itself. And of course, as I said, there are many Upanishads and all that, and of course Puranas and Agama. But in the path of Sri Vidya, the textual tradition, textual tradition starts with Bhagavan Dattatreya. So there is a Kriti, it's known as Datta Samhita, with 18,000 verses. Now this Datta Samhita is given to Bhagavan Parashurama. So in the Sri Krama, the Sri Vidya, Sri Tantra, the textual tradition, like in our Vedanta we have the Upanishads and the Shruti Prasthana, and then Smriti Prasthana is Bhagavad Gita, and the Nyaya Prasthana is Brahma Sutra. Like that, there's a tradition. Like that, in the Sri Vidya tradition, of course there are great works before, but as an independent tradition, the textual tradition starts from the Dattatreya Bhagavan as the Datta Samhita with 18,000 verses, which is not fully available now. Bhagavan gave this. It's believed that Bhagavan Dattatreya gave this to Parashurama, who was his disciple. It's believed that Parashurama composed, studied, understood this Datta Samhita and wrote almost, in 6,000 sutras. Like that, this is like though we have Brahma Sutra, like that, Sri Sutras. The sutras on the entire Agama, especially on the Shakteya Paddhati, Sri Parashurama Krita sutras are there. 6,000. How many sutras are there in the Brahma Sutra? 555, that's all. But here there are 6,000 sutras. You see how vast the subject is. Now, these two are there. Parashurama had two main disciples in this path. He had hundreds and thousands. See, Parashurama is Chiranjeevi, okay? Okay, so he's still there. And we are staying in Parashurama Kshetra. Okay, so Parashurama had many disciples in different fields, but then he had one Shishya known as Haritayana. Haritayana studied this entire, Datta Samhita and the Parashurama's sutras, and we do not know whether it is composed as a samvada between the Parashurama and Sri Dattatreya. He gave let us say, an edited version that is known as Haritayana Samhita. Have you heard this word, Haritayana Samhita? No, but you know what this book is, because this book is famous in another name, and that name is Tripura Rahasya. I'm sure Tripura Rahasya is read by many. And Tripura Rahasya, even, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi had great reverence for Tripura Rahasya. So it's published. Everybody want to read a very beautiful book. It's published from the, Ramanashram itself, known as Tripura Rahasya. Tripura Rahasya is the famous name, but the traditional name for the Tripura Rahasya is this, Haritayana Samhita, because Haritayana wrote it. Now, Tripura Rahasya, there are three main topics. There are 22 chapters. It's a very worth reading book. This Tripura rahasya is a wonderful work. Even if we are not interested in this all philosophy, in this what you call Tantra Marga, but a very beautiful philosophical study is there in this Tripura rahasya. There are 22 chapters. These chapters are divided into 3 kandas. First one is known as Jnana Kanda. Second is known as Mahatmya Kanda. Third is known as Chaitya Kanda. Have you seen this book from the Ramana Maharshi's ashram? Have you read? Okay. So now you just want to, so is it only Jnana Kanda or other Kandas are there? Anyhow, so you can. So actually in this book, in the Hridayana Samhita, all the 3 Kandas are there. Jnana Kanda, the science, and the Mahatmya Kanda, the greatness of this knowledge, and Chaitya Kanda. How can we practice Srividya? Because you see, this is a Tantra. Tantra is not only giving us the theoretical part, Tantra should always show us the practical side also. So these 3 kandas are there in this Tripura rahasya, athava known as Haritayana Samhita. So this is one Shishya. What was his name? Haritayana. Now there was another famous Shishya for Bhagavan Parashurama. His name was Sumedhas. And Sumedhas also composed a very famous work known as Parashurama Kalpa Sutra. This is also a very famous work. Parashurama Kalpa Sutra. So, this Sumedhas, is like an abridged version of Datta Samhita and the sutras of Parashurama. No, he studied it properly and edited it. Why edited it? Because in Kali Yuga, people are not, they don't have annagata pranaha manushyaha. And they have not much interest. If they say, nowadays, whenever we do any camp, etc., they say, Swamiji, don't put like 10 days. Before, Gurudev used to take 2 months camp, 3 months camp. Now, 3 days itself is very difficult for people. No time. So, Sumedhas understood that nobody is going to read 18,000 verses and 6,000 sutras, etc. So, he edited it and it became Parashurama Kalpa Sutra, a great work. Okay, now this, and then I mentioned the Prasthanatrayi of Srividya, known as the Setubandha, that is Shodasikarna Bhashya, Lalita Sahasranama Bhashya, and Vajivasya Rahasya of Bhaskaracharya, that we have already seen. Now, the one of Bhaskaracharya's Shishya was Umananda Natha. Umananda Natha wrote another book, very great Shastra known as Nityautsava. Nityautsava. See how we should live our life. We should live our life that it's a Nityautsava. Every day is a festival day. What Tantra is trying to tell us is enjoy your life. That's what, the modern people also say, not that way, because that kind of enjoyment will bring more dukkha afterwards. In the beginning, it may be very dukkha, but it will end with great dukkha. It may be with lot of ananda, sukha, but it will end with great dosha afterwards. But what is the Tantra's way? Tantra's way is Nityautsava. Why? Because I realize my true nature, that Aham Asmi, I am that supreme consciousness. When I understand that, then what happens? The entire life becomes a Leela. Okay? The essence of Nityautsava is this, that, understand that we are even now, even though we do not know that our true nature, even at this time of our ignorance, we are Shiva. There is nothing in this universe which is not Shiva. So, all, whether it is sentient or insentient, everything is Shiva. But then what happens? Shiva hides. Shiva wanted to play. Okay, now if only Shiva is there everywhere, what is the rasa? So, he is hidden. So, all of us are Shiva in disguise. Understand this, and this life is a utsava. Life is a leela. Life is a nataka. All this world is a stage. Men and women are mere players. Even Shakespeare understood this somehow. So, see, this is the rahasya of Srividya. Srividya is that knowledge, Srividya is that practice which will make us happy. Not happy, ananda. So, this is the opposite of the, Sramanapada, which they say sarvam dukkham dukkham. The Srividya says sarvam anandam anandam. It's only ananda. It's very easy to say, but we have so many troubles, we have diseases. The moment you enter into the Srividya Bhava, we understand that this is also you see, a film is there. From the beginning to the end, everybody is happy. Is there a film possible like that? Everybody is smiling and walking around. What a boring it will be. So there should be there should be villain should be there should be hero should be there, and the villain kidnaps the heroine, and then only there is some rasa, otherwise what rasa? Like that, in our life also, this good and bad and everything comes just as a leela. We understand that this all comes and goes. We are that, Shiva. We are Shiva, we were Shiva, we shall be always Shiva. That's all. This is the essence of Srividya. This is the path, which Srividya, this is the message that which Srividya is trying to communicate with us. Now sometimes when we read this, we always feel that then what is the difference between the Advaita Vedanta and the Srividya? Actually, there is no difference. The difference in the essence, there is no difference. Because Srividya also trying to communicate to us that there is only one truth, and that truth is you. So in essence, the Vedanta and the Srividya, the essence is one. But the expressions are little different. One of the main difference is in the path, not in the goal, not in the experience. In Srividya, in the Advaita Vedanta, the method of inquiry, Anveshana, is there, and they are more into neti krama. Mano buddhya hangara chittani naha. Nacha srotra jihve. Neti, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. So, the Advaita Pada is more of rejection and elimination. Not this, not this. So they reject and eliminate. Now in Srividya, the Pada is little different. In Srividya, the Pada is Seti Seti. So there is one difference. See, in the essence, both are same. The goal is one, the experience is one, but the path, little different. What is the Srividya's path? Srividya says that acceptance. Srividya accepts everything. It's not like rejection. It is acceptance and sublimation. The acceptance and sublimation is the path of Srividya. Rejection and elimination is the path of path of the Vedanta. This is one difference. Second is the Vedanta Shastra, especially Advaita Vedanta Shastra, heavily depends upon Mayavada. So Maya, through this, they want to show the unity, Advaitatvam, through the oneness. The oneness is proven through Mayavada. See, there is only one. If you are seeing anything else, that is Maya. There is only one truth. If you see Nanatva, that Nanatva is due to Maya, Avidya. Okay. Now, the Srividya Upasana, Srividya Krama, Srikula says that the unity is shown not through Mayavada, but through the Sarvatmavada. What is Sarvatmavada? It is actually from the Upanishad, Sarvam Kalyudam Brahma. Whatever you are seeing is Brahman only. Unity. There also both place unity, but the path, one it is Mithyavada, another is Sarvatmavada. Even now, Brahman alone. Is this opposite to Upanishadic teaching? No. But the stress is given in 2 points. That's all. The third difference between them, the Vedanta Vada, Vedanta Shastra, Advaita Vedanta Shastra, according to them, this world is an appearance. World is an appearance. So this is an appearance, it is not true. It is not Satyam, it is only Mithya. Brahma Satyam, Jagat Mithya. Now, the Srividya Pada differs there. He says that if Shiva has become this entire universe, how can we call the universe as Mithya? This is their Vada. They say that, see, the gold is there. The gold has now become, a chain, a necklace, a bangle, an earring, a nose ring. Yes. So, but what only is there? Gold alone is there. So, how can we say that this Nama and Rupa are asatya? So, the Srividya says that this entire world is expression of truth. They are not telling the world is truth, but the entire world is the expression of truth. Even in Nama Rupatmaka state also, Shiva alone is manifesting. So, this is the Vada of the though there are a lot of problems comes because of this, because see, for Vedantin, when we say that, you say that this world is mithya, with that mithyatva vada itself, they don't have to prove many things. Now, when a Srividya Upasaka, Srividya Acharya, Srividya Sampradaya says the world is not mithya, then a lot of questions comes. Now, then if the world is not mithya, but then you see, the world perishes. Isn't it? So, now, this bottle is there. You are telling that this bottle is not mithya, according to Tantra or the Srividya. But I can burn this. They say, yeah. You can burn this. You can change the name and form, but it is there. Paper is there. I can burn the paper. But you cannot destroy the easiness. Now paper is there. Afterwards it becomes, the ash is there. See, only the name and form changed, the thing is not changed. See, they are both are telling the same thing, okay? But the approach is different. So you cannot say that name and form is mithya, it's not asatya. They don't use the word mithya, okay? They say that this is not asatya. You, from one name and form, it changed to another name and form. Like I had a necklace. After some time, they said, no, this is not fashion. You melted it and made it something else, bracelet. But still, now the name is bracelet. Before it was necklace. But the thing is still there. You cannot destroy anything. Nothing can be destroyed. You can only change its name and form. So it is not mithya. This is the argument of the Sri Kula. Now, another important aspect of Advaita Vedanta is Jnana Karma Samuchaya Khandana. Acharya, if you read the Bhashya, wherever he gets some, chance, he will take this Jnana Karma Samuchaya Khandana. Jnana and Karma cannot go together. But in Srividya Sampradaya, they believe that Jnana is not opposed to Karma or Upasana. According to the Sri Sampradaya, Kaula Sampradaya, according to the Srividya Sampradaya, Tandragama Sampradaya, they say that everything can go together. So Acharya asks how the night and the day can go together. They say that it is not like day and night which are opposed to each other. They are all parallel or they are all together. They can coexist. See, I can understand, I can meditate, and it doesn't mean that because I meditate, I cannot love. Just because I cannot, I'm in meditation, it doesn't mean that I cannot work. Okay, that's why before also I said that we discussed this, the synthesis of yoga. So, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, this all can coexist. This is the vada of the Srividya Sampradaya. You synthesis them and your progress will be quicker. You don't have to stick into one path. You can, according to, they say, Yatha Mata Tatha Pada. Ramakrishna says that as many, people, so many paths. My path cannot be followed by another person because I am unique. Each one of us is Shiva. Our paths are unique. And we can synthesize the paths. So, the jnana, upasana, this all can go. Even I am, that's why, even I am in a very wretched state. I am a pashu. But there is a chance even for a tamasic person to grow, to evolve. Even though I have no viveka, vairagya, nothing is there, still there is hope. So this is the uniqueness of Srividya. Now, there is Papa Yonayaha. This understanding of Papa Yoni is not there in Srividya. Srividya believe that everyone is Shiva. And everyone can evolve and can reach the Supreme through synthesis of yoga. Now, according to the Vedantic understanding, bandha and moksha both are unreal. Ko bandha, ko moksha. What bandha? See, so this bandha and moksha, these are all only mithya. In the ultimate sense, in Vedantic understanding, who is bound? There's only a thought in our heart. Because the Srividya is mainly a path of upasana. Srividya accepts that there is bandha. Because Srividya accepts the bandha, there is moksha. Because there is moksha is possible, the path is there. Because the path is there, sadhakas are there. Because sadhakas are there, all of us can slowly, wherever we are, we can slowly come into this. And then they say that, the Srividya, this Sri Sampradaya, they use the example of the lost prince. The story of lost prince is, said by Swami Vivekananda in a different way in America. The Harry the lion. Have you heard this? Very, very famous story. There was a lion, lioness. She attacked sheep. And she was pregnant. When she attacked, she was fallen down and died. But at that time, she gave birth to a cub. This cub started to grow with the sheep, and the cub started to think that I am a sheep. And one day, another lion came there, and then saw that by the time this is grown up, but still it's telling and running away. So she got on. Oh no, he was crying. You are not a goat. You are lion. And then brings him. So, and then, it takes to a pond and then shows, you see, you and me, same. And Srividya says that, see, at the time of, that lion actually thought that, it's a sheep. Because of that, suffering was there. And it is possible. So, as long as the lion cub is thinking that it is a sheep, it is a sheep. But it is possible because the true nature of that cub was lion. So, it is possible for that cub to realize its true nature and come out of the... So, all of us, although we feel that we are Jiva, we are not Jiva. We are Shiva himself, but we have veiled ourselves. Shiva veils himself through the, different avaranas, and then now Shiva is crying like the lion, but it is possible to come out and then realize that we are Shiva. So, in one way, if you look, there's no difference between these two. But in the application, there's small differences. Now comes a question about Sri Shankara. They say that day, our very scholarly, there was a scholarly talk on Sri Shankarcharya, the authorship of Saundarya and all that. Now, many times people say that this Shankara, whom we say that, who wrote the bhashyas, he is not the person who wrote Saundarya. Many scholars, they say that this is not the same person. Some say that he is not the person who wrote, Vivek Chudamani. He is not the person who wrote this. He is not the person who established, Chadurumadha. So they say Adi Shankara, Abhinava Shankara, and so many things are going. Why? Because they try to measure Shankara with their intellect. See, we live, even if we study 30, 40 years. Now, every day we read Shankara Bhashya. Even after 30, 40 years also, we cannot actually tell that we have learned Shankara Bhashya. Why? Each time when we read, we find something new, which was not noticed before. And then they say that 16 years. When he was 16, Shodase, when he was 16 years, Kriyate Bhashyam, he finished all these Bhashyas within 4 years. We can't, 40 years also. So, And then we say, no, he only lived here on 32 years. How is it possible for him to do all these things? That is because we try to measure sun with our little knowledge. Who is Shankara? Very beautifully, Vidyaranya Muni, he says, who is Shankara? Ajnanandar gahanapatitan atma vidyopadeshehi tradum lokan bhavadavashikata papapachyamanan muktva maunam vatavidapino mulato nishpatandi shambho murti charati bhuvane Shankaracharya Rupa. Who is Shankaracharya? Shankaracharya is not a man, is not a person like human being. He was Shankaraha Shankaro eva. Shambho Murtihi Charati Bhuvane Shankaracharya Rupa. Shankaracharya is none other than Shambho Murti. He gave up the Mauna, etc. From the Vadavidapi as the Dakshinamurti, Mauna Vyakya Prakadita Parabrahma Tattvam Yuvanam. That was once upon a time. Nowadays, even after giving talks after talks, also people don't understand. Now, what to talk about? If he is in Mauna, he understood the time has changed. Now I have to come down. So, Muktva Maunam, Vadavidapino Mulato Nishpatandi. He gave up the Vadavidapi and all that and came down. Why? Ajnanandar gahanapatitan. So, the people, Bhagavan saw that people are in deep, in the deep samsara, ajnana, ignorance. Even after, if they read also, they are not able to understand. Ajnanandar gahanapatitan. Tratum, lokan tratum, bhavadava shikha papa papachyaman, and people are suffering. You know what is the worst thing? That we don't even understand that we are suffering. We think that everything is very good. Bhagavan came down to protect. Who came down? Shiva himself. See, Bhagavan Sri Parameshwara is known as Panchamukhaha. Panchamukho Shiva. Shiva, there are 5 faces. It's not that faces like this, 5 faces. There are 5 aspects, Kritya. Because according to the Kritya, it's believed that Bhagavan, there are 5 faces. One face is to east and west, north, south and up. Okay, the face which is towards the east known as Tatpurusha, to the west is known as the Sadyojata, to the north is known as the Vamadeva, to south is known as Aghora, and to the up is known as Ishana. So the Ishvara, Sri Parameshwara, Sri Shiva, there are 5 faces. And Bhagavan Adi Shankarcharya also, there are 5 faces. What are these 5 faces? So, the face which is to up, it's known as Ishana. That Ishana Mukha of Shankaracharya is Advaita Mata Sthapanam. So, he revived Advaita Mata. Please understand that Adi Shankarcharya is not the one who created Advaita Mata. Okay, Advaita Mata was there, but people forgot. So he brought back the Advaita Mata. So with this bhava of the Ishana Buddhi, so up, looking up. With his eastward direction, Tatpurusha Mukha, he did the Samuhika Rakshana. He was one of the greatest reformer. Now we should read Bhagavan's life. He was I don't think there is any other reformer who in such a short period, he walked the entire Bharatavarsha 3 times. Now, even now, with all our vehicles, it's difficult. And that Bharatavarsha not, to today's India, where the Pakistan also, Afghanistan also, Burma also, Tibet also, which is Akhanda Bharata. Why? He did so much. He, revived the temples. He gave, an order is given. He taught people how to live, how to conduct themselves. How to do the kshetropasana, how to do the personal sadhanas. Like the, Shanmata Sthapana he did also the Panchopachara, Panchayatana Pujana. In his individual level, also in the social level, he brought a great cultural revolution. So that was the second phase of Adi Shankarcharya. Now there is a Western phase, like the Sadyojata. That phase is of the Bhakti Pravardhanam. With the third phase of, like the Shiva, Shankaracharya, he brought back this rasa into human life. You see, the Buddha Mata, it actually destroyed many things. One thing it was destroyed is that pure love for God. Why Shankaracharya wrote so many stotras and, because he wanted to bring back this rasa, of bhakti. So through the, Sadyojata Mukha, Acharya brought back the bhakti, back into the society. And the Vamadeva Mukha, the northern Mukha of Bhagavan, through that, he did a very new thing into Hindu society. He organized. He is the first one to organize the religion. He established the 4 madhas or 5 madhas or ashtamadhaha, whatever. How many? Okay. So they say ashtamadhas are there, 5 madhas are there, 4 madhas, whatever. But he establishments, religious establishments were brought in. And a parampara, a sangha, a sannyasa parampara, dasanama sannyasa parampara was introduced. See, before that also sannyasa was there. Because in the ashrama, but that was not it has nothing to do with the society. After Vanaprastha, you go into a state and that's it. But Bhagavan understood that at this coming changing time, we need this, great Mahatmas in the society. So he, with this, as the Vamadeva Mukha, he established the Dasanama Sampradaya, and then entire structurization of our Hindu, religion, or Sanatana Dharma was done by him. Now comes the 5th Mukha, which is known as Dakshina Mukha. With the Dakshina Mukha, it's known as Aghora, Bhagavan brought back the Tantrika Mata. Tantrika Mata Uddharana. The Tantra Mata was there when Bhagavan came to the scene. The Kapalikas were there, Sramanakas were there. The Tantra went into such a lower state. It became kind of a anarchy, and people used to do whatever they want to do and put the name in Tantra. And Bhagavan, with his Aghora Mukha, with his Dakshina Mukha, he traveled all over India. If you go to the many places, they will tell us, even in the North India, etc., many temples where there used to be, even Kanchi, where there used to be Pashuhimsa and etc., Bhagavan revived, changed. He did the Sri Chakra Pradishtha and then revived the entire traditions of India, bringing back the Srividya Sampradaya back into the society, changing the entire, the fallen Tantrika Mata. For this, in order to bring back the great Tantric traditions in its purest form, Acharya composed many works. Acharya composed many stotras. So, although we call it stotra, they are not stotra actually. They are all science. This Chadushashtupachara stotra, there is, Kameshwari Stotra, there is Lalita Panchaka. There are many such stotras. Annapurna Stava, Meenakshi Pancharatna. There is so much he wrote. Why? Because he wanted to bring back this, this understanding of Srividya back into the society. And not only stotra, he wrote 3 important works in the field of Tantra. One is known as Prapanchasara Tantra. Bhagavan is not only the one who wrote the Bhashya for the Advaita, the Advaita Bhashya, he is the same one who wrote the Prapanchasara Bhashya. Not Bhashya, Prapanchasara Tantra. And also, he wrote a Bhashya for Trishyati. Trishyati is the 300 names of Jagadamba. Actually, there is this Panchadashi mantra, taking each mantra 16 names of mother. Like that, 16 into 15, it becomes So, that is known as Trishyati. So, there is a Bhashya on Trishyati by Bhagavan Adi Shankarcharya. But this Trishyati and Prapanchasara is not that commonly known. But one thing he wrote and it became the hit. That is Saudra Lahari. Now, what is this Saudra Lahari? We'll see next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.